Yeah, let's hit the button. Yep. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers and some of the others. I'll just put it that way. How's it going, guys? We're gonna do another one of these. So tonight we're doing some Monsterpocalypse, but specifically we're doing Godzilla versus King Kong. All right, and we're going for like the movie theme. Um, and let me get you guys caught up. If you were not hanging out on the Twitch last night, we painted some Monsterpocalypse. Oh man, I forgot to seal. I think I did seal this guy up for now. I think he's kind of sealed up for now. But you can see this robot. That's that robot. Yeah, he turned out pretty cool. He was super fun to paint. He has some color shifts to him. I don't know if you can really pick that up on camera, but he does have some cool color shifty things going on with him. But he was super fun to do. And tonight we're doing Gojira versus King Kong. So we got Gojira in this corner. There's the Gojira, and right now I just got the base coats down, right? So just prime base coat, and then I hit it with a little bit of a lacquer varnish. A satin varnish to lock in this color. So as you can see, very dark, because the movie theme is dark. You can see little bits of green, little bits of brown, little bits of gray. We're gonna liven that up. Right now, he kind of looks like an avocado to me, right? That's what he looks like. That's what Gojira looked like to me. A little bit of an avocado. What's up? Whoa, I can't read the comment. Oh, here we go. Here's me just about to get home from night work to sleep time zones. Monday, 6 a.m. Well, I can't do nothing about that, but good morning. You work the night shift? What's up, man? All right, so and here's the King Kong. So King Kong, I have been very okay. Here's one of the challenges with painting CGI, right? If you're painting and you're asked to follow CGI, the way the CGI works is they color and texture, and they take into account so much the lighting of the scene that you never get the true color of what it is you are supposed to be painting. So in the case of Kong, they're going with a traditional gorilla look, but if you look at the last scene of the movie, Kong looks like almost light brown, right? And you look at Kong during a lot of the movie, he looks like almost charcoal black. So it can be very difficult to consider what you want Kong to look like. And this is where I'm at so far. I actually have to look at several different photos of King Kong to figure out exactly what I want to do there. And then I was gonna work on. Originally the thought was to work on the not Mechagodzilla, but this thing is like a 95-pound terror right now because it's a lot. There's a lot of metal in this kit, and it was having some stability issues and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna put that one away. Probably won't work on it really in earnest until about Wednesday of this week. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, you can catch this one on Rewind. If you are not watching if you're not watching us on Twitch on Wednesday nights, that's when you want to watch, because me and Lex play this shitty movie game where we watch shitty movies, and we try to pick good shitty movies to watch. So yeah. So anyway, this is what we got going on tonight, folks. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting. Godzilla vs. King Kong Monsterpocalypse edition. And I'm going to look at some more pictures of Godzilla versus King Kong. Yeah, okay, so in that picture, Godzilla looks very dark. King Kong, the skin looks like very black. And then the skin is looking, the fur looks a little more brown. In that scene, Godzilla looks more blue. King Kong looks more red. That's what we're... Alright. So the gist of it is, it looks like I'm at least close to where I want to be. One thing I do like about the Godzilla is that they want to include some of that that blue lightning effect, and we want to have some of that along the spine here, and then I also want to just kind of have it accentuated in certain parts. Now you don't want to overdo it, but you do want enough of it in certain parts of the model for you to buy it, right? Okay, we're going to also look at, hey, what's up, Nelson? Happy pre-birthday to Nelson. I'm looking at the claws as well. So Godzilla's claws are black. King Kong's fingernails are kind of black. I don't know. That looks right, I guess. Yeah, his fingernails look kind of black. All right. But yeah, that's what we're working on tonight. Let me know, Nelson, if you have any suggestions, any ideas. Now is the time to speak up and let me know what you think we should do here. So right now with Godzilla, he's got this really rough texture that I want to bring back. Okay, so that's going to be mission 1 right now, is I want to bring this back, but what I don't want to do is I do not want the texture to scream color, if that makes sense. I want the texture to start to show up without taking away too much of the underlying color. So, and this is going to be a little tricky. This may be where I might be reaching for like a dirty bone, but frankly, I think we want to do this earth color, which seems a little weird, understandable, but if you look at some of the lighting in some of the scenes, if we do this with enough delicacy, just movie, what? Just more movie-like with these 3, including Cyber Godzilla. Cyber Godzilla. Alright, so yeah, stop me if it's not looking to the liking. You know, the good news is it's just paint. You can always fix it. Unless we're doing inks, then it becomes difficult to fix. Just so you know, it becomes difficult to fix. So this is going to be at a very, very light dry brush. Just to pick up edges, just to pick up little bits and pieces, because there's a lot of good texture on Gojira here, right? And I just want to get that texture. Actually, I would prefer to do this with a bigger dry brush, but we're cool. And this is mostly about getting some of that skin texture back. As you can see, we're going to start off real subtle and work our way into some actual highlights. But you can already see it's starting to pick up some of those edges. Hey, what's up, Jason? All right, and that's all we're trying to do. I'm not trying to cause problems. Just want to wake up the model a little bit, right? Hope everybody here had a good Mother's Day. And if you're a mother, happy Mother's Day. If you're the product of a mother, meaning all of us, then hopefully you got in some quality Mother's time today. If you have a baby mama in your life, such as myself, my wife, I don't think she'd like me just calling her baby mama. But if you got if you got a baby mama in your life, no matter what the status is, hopefully you gave a big ups to your baby mama. I could say that to my wife on stream. Big ups to my baby mama. We'll see how she. I don't know. She'd think it's funny, but probably still be mad at me. But anyway, but yeah. See, that's what we're talking about. I don't want to disrupt. Ain't trying to cause problems here. I just want a little bit of recognition of all the bumps and the bumps and the things on the Gojira here to make Gojira look correct. Okay, a little bit of that. All right, the next highlight is going to be more precise, but this, you got to have this because Godzilla's got to look like he's got that scaly texture that makes him super fun, right? Okay. Who else is working on fun stuff? All right. Yep. Very productive Mother's Day today. Went to the mother-in-law's house, and we had a little lunch, and we went swimming. And that's because that's what my mother-in-law wanted to do. And then after that, we stopped and got my wife some of her favorite ice cream, which is when she was growing up, they didn't have much money growing up, and she would go to Thrifty Ice Cream or go to a Rite Aid and buy that Thrifty ice cream. It was like 35 cents for a cone of ice cream, and she had her favorite flavor and everything, and that's what she did. And right now, everybody just relaxing at home. I'm hoping little guy is falling asleep. I did some cleaning today. Cleaned the living room. Did some dishes. Helped clean up the boys' room. Doing my part as the domestic duty, right? Which I think that is one area where I would say, husbands, we gotta get better at is supporting the domestic duties, because especially if you're in a household where both people work, like my household. I took it upon myself, like during COVID, that I wanted my boys, if my boys had to stay at home a lot, if they had to stay inside a lot, then I was gonna try, not saying succeed, but try my best to keep the home, as clean for them as possible. Now, Octavius, he is a very clean kid, except when it comes to his drawings. He'll leave his drawings everywhere. But my other kid, Darius, man, that kid is kind of a mess. Not gonna lie. All right, so just to not be creative here, let's give Kong that same color dry brush. I know, not very original, guys. But yeah, we did that today, and then when that was done, I had to run an errand, okay? And the errand I ran is I took the Fulmination Cup and brought that in for engraving. And it's ready. I didn't go pick it up tonight, but I'll pick it up tomorrow. So that was worthwhile. And I got some of these bases too while I was at it that they can live on. Now I did end up having to destroy the bases that they were on. There's actually one that remained intact, but yeah, they didn't do so hot. We'll just put it to you that way. All right. I haven't really looked at the other models in this commission. The other 3 that aren't built yet. But yeah, overall. Oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, and then once later in the evening, did dishes, changed sheets, took care of lizards, you know, did the dad stuff you're supposed to do. So overall, pretty productive day. And I gotta admit, so far, I'm only like one model done in this commission, and this commission is already very fun, just because the models are big and they're iconic. At least these first 4. I haven't looked at the other 3. They're big, they're iconic, they look fantastic, right? And you can just do, like, bigger models just allow you to break out more of your tools when you're painting, right? For example, I get to use airbrush, dry brush, blending. I could do oils on these. You know, if I really wanted to spend a lot of time on them, we could do oils, which would probably look awesome on Godzilla. Maybe not the best use for Kong unless we were going for black skin on Kong. So I'm going for dark skin on Kong, like his dark kind of leatherback, silverback, like leathery skin. But I don't want it, right? I don't want to just paint it solid black, obviously, because it's going to look terrible, right? It's still, even though it's shiny, see how it's kind of shiny? I don't want it to be just jet black, which is, in real life though, a gorilla's skin is jet black. And a lot of the shots of Kong, his skin is very, very black. So I will address that. But I want to address it, but I don't want the model to look, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're doing it with acrylic paints, it's going to look plasticky. And that's what I don't want, right? I still want the model to have good texture. I still want the model to feel like it's got light bouncing around it and you can see the details without getting, you know, too worked up. It's pretty dope. Not gonna lie, that's pretty dope, right? Okay. Let's do the next highlight on Gojira. Oh, so I'm gonna clean my dry brush. I'm actually gonna use the same dry brush. So when you clean a dry brush, you're really trying to get it all the way back to dry. And this next color is gonna sound wrong, okay? But again, you gotta trust me on this. What do we say? We say we trust in the process. So that's what's going on. All right. So Nelson, when is your proper birthday? Is it tomorrow? This tomorrow, dude. We should meet up in the evening and buy a drink. That's what I think we should do. What do you think, Jason? I don't know if we could swing that, but I know, Nelson, you get off work a little late, but maybe we could figure that out. If it's tomorrow proper, I think we should do that. I don't know. This is just me talking out my ass. I still think we should. All right. Next highlight on Gojira light blue. Not weird? Oh, so strange. Yeah, light blue. Okay, bear with me. Hold on. It ain't over yet. Actually, before we even do the light, well, no, yeah, let's do light blue. Let's do the light blue. Okay, it's tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. I have a busy morning tomorrow. You work till 7? That sucks. Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. Well, I mean, let me know what works for you. I'd be willing to drive up to your area if you want. We can find just a place that's open till 9 or whatever. Hang out for a minute and then call it. Right? Be willing to do that. All right. So, we're going with this medium blue. All right? And it's only going to go in very, very specific areas. And we're talking about plating. Okay? It's only going to go at the tippy-tie part of the plating, because this is ultimately where we're going to do the electric blue highlight, right? So see all this plating? And you see I want to leave some of that brown in there so that you still have the brown from the regular body, but you can see I'm going to transition that to that blue so it look like he has the lasers. He's getting ready to fire the lasers. Oh, I like that already. Right? I like that already. Yeah, that's kind of nice. And it's a nice contrast to how dull the rest of the body is. Right? But we're just doing it. We're just doing it on the ridges. Okay? And we're going to make that thing really pop. Right? Now you can see it. Now you're really starting to see it pop. Right? It's really cool. It's like he's still got some unshed reptile scales. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because when he charges up, when Godzilla charges up, you see it on the spines, right? You'll see it, and then see this ridge right here? You'd see it there too. And if you do this without overdoing it, it will make for a really nice effect, and it'll pop against this somewhat dull, right? It's a somewhat dull sculpt. I mean, a somewhat dull color scheme. That's just Godzilla is, right? He's like brown and gray and green. He's movie Godzilla has a somewhat dull. Now on the underbelly, I'm not going to follow the entire width of the ridges, just kind of the center, right? Because that's what he looks like in the film when he's about to fire the thing. You don't see too much. You see a little hint. You see little hints of it on the underside, but you really see it on his back. Okay. So I don't want to get every. I don't want to come all the way out with it. But now you can see See how it stands out? It's nice. It stands out without overpowering the model. You're just like, oh, yeah, it's Godzilla. You can see that little trace of the blue there. Right? I'll do a little there. It's kind of what makes him fun, is that you're playing around with the texture and very specific points of the sculpt to make this energy thing look correct. Yeah, I'm really liking that. It's nice. Now in the back, I'm gonna push that highlight a little bit, right? Because I'm gonna get to play a bit more on the back. So if you look down the scales, if you go all the way to the bottom of that scale, it's going to be green. You'll see green in here, and you'll see brown underneath. Okay. All right. So far, looking cool, right? Okay. Am I missing anything else? Yeah, right here. Right. There's still going to be another highlight around the other scales that we're going to do too. What's your thought on the gameplay of Monpoc? Thanks, Anna. Thanks for the question, Anabolic. Now, this is one of the few systems I do not play, and I have not played yet, so I actually can't comment on that. But we do have. I know Nelson in the chat plays, so he can comment on it. I don't have any thoughts on it yet. I have never played it. I can only comment on the painting of it, and that part is awesome. That's my only experience. Painting monsters, awesome. All right, so we're gonna move up in color again. And this is where your jackbone might be a nice color. In this case, let me see what I got. I don't have enough dirty bone to do the job here, so I'm going to have to use something else. We know how I feel about dirty bone. All right. No, sir. Where's that? Where's my good? Where's my my light sand? Here it is. Okay. So we're gonna go light sand, which is the most versatile of the dry brush colors, right? This is your heavy hitter, because you can do this light sand on just about anything. Super easy to learn, but very depth and hard to master. Privateer press balance 2.0, much better. Oh, good. That's good news. I'm telling you, my kid is gonna want to play this, so I'm surprised he hasn't come up and looked at anything that's been on my table recently. Well, that sounds promising. You can't just spam the good things. So here we go with light sand. We got to be a little careful here with Godzilla. In fact, I think we're gonna put this on King Kong first. Right? Let's make it easier. And start with the no-brainer part, right? The teeth. And we'll go in and get the tongue, the rest of the mouth, whatnot. And I don't want to, you can already see if I'm not careful with this, this will kill the dark effect of Kong. Right? We want Kong to look dark, but not without giving him, not without playing with some light around him too. I got to get these wounds in too. Okay, so we'll get those in. In fact, I'm going to get them with this color first, so that when we do paint the wounds in, they'll be a little easier to hit. I'm liking this blending right here on the belly, kind of cool. Haven't got it to table yet. I bought this monster for my son and have not painted it yet. Well, he hasn't painted it. It's for him to paint. So we'll see. Right. Getting things like knuckles and that kind of stuff. Good idea with this color. I really want to make some non-paint stream videos for this channel. It's been a long time since I really have been able to sit down and make like a gameplay video or product review or anything like that. Any sort of long form content that isn't streamed. I just haven't had much opportunity to do that lately, but that is something that I'm trying to do. So hopefully things will settle in just a little bit in the coming weeks or so, and we can get that done. All right. Okay. So I'm liking that. You don't need to do much. Right? Hey Cameron, what's up, man? Welcome to the feed. How you been, dude? Long time no see. You wanted to see some Monpok, that's what it was. That's what it was. You wanted to see some Gojira Monpok. Hope you're doing well, man. All right. But yeah. So now we've got good texture on Gojira here. Am I allowed to call him that? If someone get mad at me, we can call him not Gojira, but he is Gojira to me. We're painting him to look like a Gojira. All right. You been busy? Yeah, man. Life's been busy. Totally. Totally, man. Yeah, life has been very busy. But good. It's been I won't lie, it's been pretty good overall. I've been super busy at work, but it's been a good busy. You know, kids are growing fast, and we're still rocking the games, man. We're still playing the games. We got our big Guild Ball tournament next week. Still hosting paint days. We're still playing Malifaux. We play Malifaux. We play Corvus Belly Defiant. We play Aristea. We still play a lot of stuff. So I can't complain. Been pretty good overall. Okay. All right. Overall, liking that. Liking that a lot. All right, it's time to do some details, right? It's time to get some actual... Well, no, wait, whoa. Not yet. Actually, yeah. Let's do some detail. Let's paint some faces. All right. Starting with tongues. Best color for tongues that you can... Oh. Hold on. Best color for tongues. Super hard color to find. Reaper Entrail Pink. Stuff is just fantastic for painting tongues and lips and those sorts of things without looking too pink, without looking too brown. It's just a nice color. Does the job. We like it. All right. Okay. So mix this bad boy up. Little entrail pink here. Oh, I'm gonna do something else to them. So hopefully I don't screw it up, Nelson. I'm gonna get greedy. I think we can make them look cooler. Okay. Right. Just a little pink there. Looks like you're a leopard gecko and it's about to shed. I want to tell the tale, dude. We got to represent for the movie. Yes, the well thought out plot of Godzilla versus King Kong. But that's, it's what I love about that movie, though. It did not pretend to be anything that it's not. My son, my 7-year-old, we get out of the theater and he's asking me questions. He's like, "But Dad," and I said, "Son, you think about this movie for more than 9 seconds straight, it will not make sense to you. Okay? That's not the point. Some of these movies you want to go to and you want it to make sense. This is not one of those movies. Okay? We want to see giant things punching each other. It's what we paid money for. We want to see the buildings smashing and, and whatever human drama is surrounding that, we're just going to have to forgive them for. But ultimately, that is not why we are here. And once my son got that, we had a good time, right? We We can just love the movie for what it is. All right. Still haven't seen Mortal Kombat yet. My son has not shown enough interest in Mortal Kombat. Hey, what's up, Sean? Welcome to the feed. Hey, everybody, while you're here, don't forget to wish Nelson happy birthday. You don't need to think hard about it, Monkey Fight Lizard. Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about it, right? Okay? They're not trying to tell you that Godzilla is the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. They're not trying to they're not trying to subvert expectations. They're not trying to deconstruct the modern day hero. They just want things to smash each other. Okay? If you don't like that, then the problem is with you. It is not with the movie. Yeah, Nelson's birthday's tomorrow. We'll have to figure out some way to celebrate it, Nelson. You know what you could do? If you're around Saturday night, this coming Saturday night, I've got a couple of people traveling in for the Guild Ball tournament that are going to be at GameCraft Saturday night. So if you want to meet up for a drink there, I told them I was going to try to stop by. And frankly, your birthday is a fantastic excuse for me to do so. You know, when the wife is like, hey, where are you going? Be like, well, it's Nelson's birthday. Promised him I'd buy him a drink. Is that wrong? Should I just... I mean, is it bad? I do... I think it's a good... Oh, do we want... Okay, so King Kong. His eyes... we can actually paint the pupils in and have sympathetic Kong, or we can have, like, anger Kong, where he has, like, just the kind of yellow eyes. Right? Sympathy Kong or anger Kong? Anger Kong kind of awesome, but again, we will do this to your liking, sir. Kong's been taking care of his teeth, just so you know. Right? I mean, those are pretty white. He does eat his veggies, right? He's... Okay. All right. Yeah, I think you're right. I would agree with Anger Kong. He doesn't look like Sympathetic Kong in this pose. Sympathetic Kong was the original sensitive kaiju. All right. Okay. You're gonna... I know you like this as is, Nelson, but I'm gonna get a little greedy. Okay? Just a little. Because I like this effect too, but... Okay, it's gonna look stupid for 2 seconds. All right. You'll see where I'm going with this. Just along the middle there. Remember what we say, trust the process. Yeah, we're saving we're saving the Robozilla till the Wednesday. Oh my God, this week is my pick for movie night. So pressure's on. I have to at least get something on the scoreboard. Guys, I'm that last Tekken was a miss. Tekken was a swing and a miss, so I need to get on the board. Lex is kicking my ass in this game. So I need to get on there. Okay. So you see what we're doing? We're getting that middle part super white. Right? The ridgiest of the ridge right there. We're going to do it here. Woo, that was a lot. You don't want it that much. Hold on. You don't want it that much. Okay, Cameron, you ever gonna come out and play some mini games with us? Let me know, dude. I was doing some voiceover for a Rasputina 3.0 video that I've got planned. I will say this, Cameron, you probably remember Rasputina from 1.5, where it was like, right, you put a couple of ice pillars down to piss somebody off, and then you just blast them with December's Curse, right? And you soulstone that bitch every time, and you just burn someone down, right? You probably remember that from Malifaux 1.5. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not the playstyle of Rasputina in M3E. And Rasputina in M3E is a really, really interesting playstyle that I want to cover in a video because I think it's really cool. I think it kind of gives, for me anyways, Rasputina was just sort of one of the more straightforward masters that I would play, and I wouldn't reach for her much because of that, because it's like, she's kind of straightforward, but some recent discoveries I think has me thinking twice about her, and really, I think I could really enjoy playing her a lot more now. We're the Terrain Stamps Company called. I'm not sure what Terrain. I'm not sure what you're asking. I have base stamps by Happy Seppuku, but that company's out of business, sir. Sadly. All right. Go ahead and you can crack your jokes about the appropriateness of their name. Now that you know that. But yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, that's kind of dope. All right. Okay? See what we did there? All right. Trust me, we're not done yet. I know it looks a little weird. There is a point to this, okay? There is a point to this. I think I'm convincing myself more than you guys. You're like, just do it. Okay? You already got us this far. Hold on. You could try and get down there soon. You have a small Warcaster collection, some 40K, make them come out and hang and play. Yeah, dude. Well, here's the plan, dude. In the summer, I'm thinking like June or July timeframe. I want to hold a Return to Malifaux event and kind of put the crews back out there. We'll talk about, play some 3rd edition casual gaming, kind of like you remember the one-day achievement leagues and all that. We could do something like that, just so people get to learn 3rd edition in a more relaxed environment. Because dude, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely the complex game that you remember. So be aware of that. And there are like over 70 masters now, so be aware of that. There's a lot of play styles, but at its heart, it's still that fun, objective-based game that I don't think you need to know every crew. You need to know your crew, is what we tell people, and it's super fun. And I'm still relearning my crews. You might be happy to know that they recently nerfed Colette again. so that's a good thing. Hey, what's up, Matt? What up, man? All right, here we go. Right, little Ethermatic Blue. Right, we're gonna give Gojira here his Gojira powers, and bring that. We're gonna bring that glow. When you got that glow, right? Glow into eyeballs. Matt, what you been up to, dude? You've been painting Baron's War, I know. Look at that. Right, so you have to look for it, but damn war calendars. They nerfed her because of me. Maybe they did. If it's my fault, I'll accept it. I'll accept the blame for that. But she wasn't like top table in any tournament data or anything like that. But they did. I mean, she was the most nerfed master in the last errata. They nerfed over half her card. Whew. I need to sneeze, but this is a bad time to sneeze. All right. So Ethermatic Blue, and you can see what it's doing here. Right? It's going to give you. You're going to get that glow. Right? Across the scale. And it's going to be nice and electric looking in the middle. Just doing some. Oh, you jumped into the stonks, dude. Good job. Good job. Yeah, stonks. I was just talking stonks today with an older feller who had been at it for a while, and he does quite well. And he gave me a little bit of advice. And yeah, stonks. Oh man. All right. Now you see the play, right? Now you see. This is with the Gojira, what we had in plan. What we had in the plan the whole time. You just have to trust. All right. Yeah, Matt, our big Guild Ball thing, the Fulmination Cup is a week from today. I'm pretty amped about that. Kind of sad Sean can't make it. Super bummed about that, actually. Haven't seen Sean in a while. I'm gonna reach out to Mark, see if Mark is gonna make it. We got some people flying in from up north that are gonna play. Kevin's gonna come back out. I think Jason is gonna jump in as a total noob, just to get in some games and get his ass kicked and enjoy it. I think that's a great attitude to have. So we should have a fair turnout for that. And then the week after that, we have Paint Day. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's gambling, so be aware, right? Okay. Right now we got a little bit of electrical on Gojira. And it's right because I was looking at some of the movie stills where Gojira is about to shoot the lasers, and you can actually see some of the buildup on the underbelly scales just like this. Yeah, we haven't. Our last Guild Ball tournament was late 2020. I want to say it was like October time frame, something like that. Um, Something like that. It was like October, November time frame. And my plan is, if we're, I want to continue to do the tournament as long as it kind of, as long as the group is still into it and we still want to continue it. I do want it to kind of be like, I may do two. If we start getting, right, if there's still a lot of interest in it, I could do two, and I would do them 90 days apart, so that there's kind of the precursor to the regular, championship. And there is a Guild Ball like community driven effort going, and I would want to get our tournament listed as one of the U.S. Grand Tournaments, right? Which would be cool. Okay. All right. So you guys can see what we're doing here with Gojira. I like that. So some of the ventral scales like that, it's going to get some of this electricity. How's Karai? Dude. All right. Karai is, there's actually a full program on Karai. She's like one of the latest masters that they talk about on the weird site. And then there's like, the Third War floors where they cover Karai. You probably remember she's a super mobile master. But what's different now is you have this vengeance technique. Vengeance playstyle, where they start moving vengeance around. You can start moving vengeance around on your models to give them bonus abilities. They can inflict additional damage, get pluses on their flips, but it also damages your crew. And so Karai is constantly, she's got a little bit of like a Levi playstyle almost, where she starts taking wounds to gain more vengeance, and then getting them healed back up, I believe, by her crew. So Karai is Rezzers right now are one of the, believe it or not, they're one of the most mobile factions in the game, and they have one of the higher win rates. Now, the most interesting thing I've seen about Malifaux 3rd Edition is they posted recently. They posted win rates of the various factions, and the spread was like 45% at the top, right? The top faction, which I believe was Explorers. Explorers and Rezzers were at the top with 45%, and then the bottom was Bayou at 39%, right? That's a pretty fair spread, right? When you consider Guild Ball, top factions in Guild Ball were winning like 52%, and the bottom were winning 39%. So it's an even tighter balance window than Guild Ball, which is not shocking to me for Malifaux, because of the fact that Malifaux is not, everything feels overpowered in Malifaux. Every mechanic, I would say, except for Mei Feng. Somebody teach me how to play Mei Feng in 3rd. Every mechanic, every master, when brought out and and allowed to do their thing, feels overpowered. But ultimately, the game is about playing basics, right? Knowing your crew, getting your scoring your points, your strats, and your schemes, and trying not to let your opponent mess with you too much. Sorry, Nelson. Trying to not let your opponent mess with you too much. Accomplish what you need to do, and then and it's about that. So if your opponent if your opponent comes out like feeling outwardly strong, you will have to adjust, right? Probably in the middle of turn 2 or maybe beginning of turn 3, you're gonna rally and you're gonna go, okay, I get what this opposing crew does, and here's how I'm going to continue to attack my own plan for victory, right? That's how you have to play the game. It's because every time somebody broke out a new crew against me, I'm like, wait, you could do what and what and what? That seems busted. But at the same time, you just kind of have to go, okay, but still my crew can do this and this and this, and so this is how I'm gonna play it. Here's how I'm gonna try to win my game. And sometimes that means like not trying to win every duel, obviously, unless you're Jason. Not trying to win every duel, not trying to kill everything on the board, because that's the worst thing you can do unless you're a crew specifically made for that. And also, right, knowing your timing on when you want to score things, when you want to reveal things. Mei Feng feels like a super henchman rather than a master. See, I've been having this discussion with people that every master that I've run into in Malifaux seems strong. And yeah, some of them seem stronger than others, right? I will say that. I will say, there's like Lucius, Zoraida, those feel very strong. Karai, actually, pretty strong master. Colette, pretty strong. Okay, she got nerfed. Maybe she's normal now. But Mei Feng, I really like Mei Feng. She's the dual faction that I want to play. She's got great theme, fun miniatures. Like, I really like Mei Feng. I don't feel that her mechanic stands up to other faction mechanics. Bayou is, yeah, Sean, Bayou is really good. Don't let that stat fool you. Here's the reason why I honestly think that Bayou is secretly one of the strongest factions. Okay? The reason why I think their win rate is low is because Bayou still attracts the most casual players. All right? I'm telling you that your faction is full of noob players. Oh, I didn't mean that in a mean way, but I do think that Bayou builds can be very strong Mawtucket, I think, is extremely strong. I think that Somer Teeth can be very strong. I like Zip. Zip is like who I would play if I was playing Bayou Zoraida. Obviously, very strong in Bayou. I think that stat's a little misleading that they're on the bottom at 39. I think it is because they tend to attract the more casual players because people see the jolly, the little goofy gremlins and they're hillbillies. This is hilarious, right? You're a noob, Matt. You're not a noob, dude. You're really strong at Malifaux. Don't. I would not accuse you of being a noob. But I think that's a big part of it because there are a lot of like casuals that are like, I want to play this hilarious looking faction, right? And Brewmaster, very strong master. Brewmaster is strong, in my opinion. But I just think that faction attracts more casual people. Therefore, they're probably not pushing that hard for wins. They probably want to see their whiskey golems do hilarious shit, right? so there's that. Yeah. So I do think that stat's a little. I think that Bayou would be higher if they didn't attract the lion's share of the casual players. So I don't know. You guys can yell at me if you think I'm wrong, but that's my hunch on it anyways. I think that it's that's why they're on the lower end. Is McMorning still hilarious? Okay, McMorning has been he kind of went through that same thing in a sense that Colette did. So McMorning in 1.5 was dope, right? Because you got the body parts. He was shifty. He was actually pretty mobile, really fast. Summoning overall got nerfed in the game. Be aware of that, Cam. That the summoning did get nerfed, but so that was McMorning 1.5. 2.0 McMorning was just atrocious, like most of the game was atrocious. Oh, let's just make him spam poison, and then what? Well, you just have poison. Right? That was him in 2.0. He just spammed poison and it was dumb and we hated it and life needed to go on. So in 3, let's pull up his card. Let's pull up his card. We're basically done with these. We're gonna hold on. 1.5 McMorning was pretty awesome. By the way, one of the best parts about New Malifaux is the app is freaking fire. The app is fire. All right, so let's go to Rezzers. And Dr. McMorning. All right, so 6 defense, which is nice, and then hard to wound, obviously. He's got the precise ability, which is super nice. Self-healing, right? When he damages with a model, another model with a melee action, he heals 2. So hard to wound and basically, I forget we call it blood drinker or something like that. That's a great thing. And then he will catalyze poison. That's his main mechanic, is distributing poison and then moving it around for different effects. Right? When he would suffer from poison, he'll heal himself from poison. And then perverse metabolism causes poison +2. This is a nice ability, Skull Saw. Stat 7 is very, very nice. Stat 7, that's tough to beat in 3.0 with the critical strike, and then the built-in crow for an infect, right, for additional poison. All right, we're seeing a theme here. Yes, he does spam a lot of poison, but in 3 version 3, you actually do stuff with it. He can cause poison to auto trigger. He can use that poison to heal. Here's your Rancid Transplant. Right, target gains injured +1 and poison +2. The model may end one condition of its choice on the friendly model. If it does so, that target gains a condition. Right, so it can move. It can give the poison back to the enemy model, and the enemy model can heal itself. Right, and then you've got a mass trigger to place yourself in base. So obviously McMorning can pump out a lot of damage. He's pretty fast, pretty mobile, and then he's got this bonus action here to help move his models, and then he can remove, and then then just like the callbacks to version 1, 3 corpse markers can summon a flesh construct. So. Right, so that feels more like McMorning than the 2.0 McMorning. This model I'm not 100% on. I'll be honest with you. I love the old McMorning model, but I'm still partial to the old models. So let me show you guys like my recent my crew that I'm calling waifus on ice. Right? Waifus on ice are dope. But yeah, so McMorning, pretty sick. Okay, Rasputina. This is, and Lex painted this one. I didn't paint her, and she did a pretty good job. So Rasputina 3.0, the model still disappointing to me. I don't like it. I mean, this paint job is pretty good, but the ice boots are kind of dumb, and holding ice is kind of dumb. Not really happy, right? But you could break out the vintage. Oh man, love the vintage, right? Come on, this or this? Definitely, this is where the Rasputina that we know and love, right, is gonna be this one. This one. I mean, the snow ice boots, bleh, no, lame. This one, dope. Anyway, and again, not attacking the paint job. The paint jobs are fantastic. Here's some more ones that Lex painted. Look at that Wendigo. Pretty dope, right? That's pretty dope. Wendigo. And then look at this snowstorm. I did not paint this. Lex painted this. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Look at that snowstorm. That's awesome. Right, that right there is worth painting. I mean, worth playing. Okay? So we're going like that. And then, whoa, I did something bad. Oh, I popped the snowstorm. I popped her arm off. Looks like Lex did not use. Looks like she didn't use plastic cement. Let me use plastic cement. 1 second, guys. Bloop. And I'll show you. I want to show you the rest of this crew because it's pretty dope. The minute I find my plastic cement, which I know is on this table, but there's too much shit on the table. There it is. Right? You're still going to need this, obviously. This is your friend for these style models. All right. Whoa. No, it's not going to work because she used super glue. 1 second, guys. Trying it. Trying a thing. Nope. Super glue it is. Hold on. That's what we got to do. Super glue, folks. Okay. I'll let that dry while I show off the rest of the crew. All right. So I went total waifus on the rest of the crew. If you want to see some of the other stuff, like, so here's a Blessed December. I kind of like the metal one better, but still pretty funny. I like that. The 1.5 people remember the Deadly Silent ones. Still dope. Right? Silent ones. And then my girls. I love these. They're so much fun. I love them. Ice dancers. They're so fun. So we got ice dancers, and then how about a short synopsis of all the Reser Masters? I want to do that, but I don't know enough. I frankly don't. I haven't caught up yet on too many of the Reser rules yet. All I can say is that Resers are way more mobile now, and they're a strong faction. They're one of the top tier factions in the game. Summoning did get nerfed, but I think Karai, with her mobility tricks and her vengeance mechanic, I understand that well enough. But there's so many new masters and stuff. Nicodem is Dead Man's Hand. I do play him occasionally. He's a summoner. Summoners are kind of borked right now, and Dead Man's Hand characters are kind of optional only anyway. But yeah, if you want to play Karai, I think you're going to enjoy it, frankly. I kind of want to paint it myself. Ice Pillars. You're going to want lots of these if you're playing if you're playing Rasputina. Horcats. Remember Horcats? Horcats are kind of cool. They're kind of cool now. I might actually field... There's no such thing as a Horcat Pride anymore, but you can see they're much larger. Oh yeah, Sheamus, that's right. Sean plays Sheamus, so you have Red Chapel. Sheamus, it plays very similar to how he used to. Still has corpse marker tricks. He's got that 50 cal pistol shot, which is amazing. You know, and then he still has the he's got the dead doxies and the bells. You know, we're still with the cheap lore, which is awesome, right? So I think, yeah, I mean, I would look online. I would look at like third floor wars. They do a really in-depth coverage of masters. My plan actually is to do shorter, right? Just shorthand versions of that. I'm not going to sit there and read you every stat like they are. I'm not going to go through every single ability like they would and every single hire like they would. I wouldn't do that. I would just give you theme and like here's what here's my impression of the master. Here's what I think would be fun and what would be cool to run with that master. Yeah, it's a 3D print. You can just buy those cheap on Amazon. Lex is trying to figure out how to get me some cooler looking ones. So I'll let her work on that. But yeah, so for now I have 18 of those 3D printed ones, and I think last game I managed to get 16 out. So I think I can get all 18 out if I push a little bit harder. Right? Won't that be fun, guys? Oh man. But yeah, so her 1.5 playstyle used to be really December's Curse, right? Spam that December's Curse and hit people and just run Just run her like a full-blown artillery piece. Her 2.0 playstyle was even worse, right? That's her 2.0 playstyle, in my opinion, was like that's all you could do with Rasputina, and it was terrible. They removed statue, they removed a lot of her other denial aspects, and then kind of split them up, in the upgrades. But her 3.0 playstyle is like that whole spam December's Curse thing. You pretty much only want to do that a couple of times at most during a game. A lot of her playstyle now is around the ice pillars and how ice pillars cause problems for your opponent. They're a huge AP tax. They can mess with the opponent's ability to score their strats and schemes. You can use those. A lot of your units get bonuses for fighting off of or near ice pillars. And yeah, ice dancers can cause a significant amount of problems carrying ice pillars around the battlefield with them. So Rasputina got really interesting, in my opinion, to the point where I think her playstyle. Who hurt you? I think her playstyle is more intricate than Karis's playstyle, and that it used to be the opposite. Karis used to have, between fire and ice, Karis used to be the more intricate playstyle. Now Karis is more of the, the blast away type master, and I think Rasputina is much more the board control master. And it's making it more interesting for me to play her. So I'm really happy with most of my Arcanist masters. I'm still super sad that Ramos is Dead Man's Hand. He was my favorite character in the entire game. Please bring back Ramos in Malifaux 3.5. You bastards. Ramos is the man. I love Ramos. How many soul stones? Well, it would be achievement level. So we would do 25 box set and then 50. But obviously the way it works is if you can't field 50, you just don't play a 50 soul stone game. You play another game at another level. But 50 soul stones very easy to get to. It's your starter set and like one additional box, really, and that gets you to 50 soul stones. Yeah, definitely. I was looking at Jacob Lynch today. I want to paint a Jacob Lynch crew. I don't really want to own it, if that makes sense. I want to play it for like a week. I want to paint the Huggies. I want to paint the regular Huggy and the alternate Huggy. And the Beckoners, like, and Graves and Tannen and all that cool stuff. Like, I want to play that stuff, or paint that stuff again. So, the main thing that we're I think the issue that we're having with Malifaux is that it still has a learning curve, and it's still taking us longer as we learn the game. It's still taking us longer to complete games than most of the other games that we play, right? Arste is done in 30-45 minutes, right? Most of our other games play in like an hour. Batman is done in 45 minutes. That's the struggle. Guild Ball plays in a hour and a half, right? So our struggle with Malifaux right now is trying to get our crews down pat to where we're moving things faster and we're making decisions more quickly. And we'll get there. We'll get there. I temporarily gave up on it for a little while after I tried to host a tournament. What was that? A couple years ago, Matt? We tried to host a tournament, and it just it just got exhausting because everybody was still learning their crews and everything, and we went about 2 rounds, and we just couldn't go anymore. We're like, okay, look, guys, we're just gonna call it, and it was unanimous. Like everyone there, except for I think the one dude who had his summer teeth crew with his like 15-minute activations. We're like, dude, please don't, please, guy. But it was cool, right? Still a great game. I think, yeah, you get. I really think you pick a keyword, focus down on that keyword, get to know that crew very well. Really, just play one keyword for a while. I say collect 2 keywords, but your first few games you should just focus hard on one keyword. And even if it is like a complicated crew, you're better off just focusing on it. Even if it feels like, oh man, I'm getting thumped, right? Just focus on it. Get to know what that crew does in and out, and then it will at least give you an informed opinion on what you want to do next. That's my opinion on it. Even if you're like, man, this crew it's really interactive, activation dependent, and it's very synergistic, and I wanted to play something maybe a little easier. I say stick with it for a few games, and then because just to form that opinion in your head and be like, okay, what I really want to do is I want to walk forward, shoot, jump, attack, right? So you can go, okay, that's actually the crew I'm looking for, and then you'll be much smarter in that second keyword that you buy. And what happens is, in my opinion, what will happen is that second keyword will be your default pick as your faction pick, right? You'll learn that second keyword, the one that you really like. You'll learn how to tackle most strategies with the second keyword, and then the first keyword you will still understand well enough to cover any deficits from, because you're likely, if you switch, you're likely going to be like, oh, I want to do this instead. So you'll be able to kind of cover most of those strategies that way. I do think that the best way to handle Malifaux is to really get 2 keywords down very well, and have a main keyword and a backup keyword. For example, I love Performer because I'm a Colette fanboy, so I'll play Colette for every strategy that I think she can win at, every strategy and matchup I think she can win at. But if I don't feel Colette, who is my backup keyword? And that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now, right? Originally it was Karis, and that made a lot of sense because Karis is much more combat focused than Colette is. So that's a great pairing. Then I went to Marcus for a while because I felt like Marcus can handle the guild matchup better than Karis can. And Marcus still gives you crazy flexibility. Marcus is still just a lot of fun, flat out. So Marcus could be Showgirl, could be Performer Chimera. But now I'm looking at Rasputina going, wow, Rasputina can also fill a lot of gaps that Colette can't. And Rasputina can fill some gaps that Colette can. And they actually have some good overlap. So maybe the keywords then become, maybe it flips even, maybe it becomes December Performer. So you kind of play around with that, with your understanding that way. But I still think the best thing to do is just do 2 keywords, right? And focus down hard on both of them, but have a primary and a backup. So you just need to play with a straightforward crew. Well, Red Chapel is a straightforward crew. The Gaining Grounds 2. And the thing, Matt, is with Gaining Grounds 2 scoring is you're only scoring like 1 point per turn, not including your schemes. So you have to pace yourself in gaining grounds too. It's I'm really liking it. We played the other day. Me and Jason played um, Break the Line, which is it's kind of their version of it's kind of Gaining Ground 2 version of Cursed Idols, if you remember Cursed Idols. So it was like Cursed Idols, but you don't take damage for interacting, and it scores more on timing, and that was really cool. And yes, I was very annoying with my ice pillars. But it was Rasputina versus Hoffman, and it was a guild-based Hoffman. So lots of hunters on the board. Lots of hunters. He had a what's the big guy called? I forget. The big, the big thing. I can't remember. But he had a lot of hunters. He had Melissa Core. He had Watcher. And it was tough. I think I only killed the attendant and the watcher, and I couldn't kill anything else with Rasputina, right? But that's kind of the point I'm making. Is Rasputina? I do not think. I think that I was telling people how to play her incorrectly based on my understanding of Rasputina in 1.5, where Rasputina 1.5 is take a shitload of soul stones. Wait for some dumbass to walk close enough. Spam December's Curse on that dumbass and kill him hard. That was Rasputina in 1.5. She's not... Oh, Peacekeeper. Thanks, Jason. She is not that way now. She is control the board. Force the other guy to make tough decisions. Taxes AP all day. That's her. That is new Rasputina. And it actually suits the... It suits thematically better, right? It's like the freezing cold. Just the harsh winter, paying that tax just to survive. I think it's more thematic, and then you get the crazy stuff like she is way more mobile than people will ever give her credit for, because you have ice dancers, because you have December acolytes, that can infiltrate on the board. Like her crew's got some good depth to it. And you still have a Blessed in December there for mean combat. Snowstorm is still has some of that taxi ability that you remember from 1.5. So pretty cool. Yeah, you could do, Red Chapel. Yeah, Rasputina's a castle, yeah. First turn, I think first turn was 8 pillars out, and then the next turn, it just started to snowball. It's hilarious. It's pretty funny. When you go, but that's one of the things, right? When you go up against Rasputina and you know that that's the way the guy plays Rasputina, you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna have to rely on my bonus abilities, right? I'm gonna want minions that can leap, especially that can reposition. Hunters were very good in that game because you can kind of keep them out of that 1-inch zone, but to a point. At some point, you do have to get in there. You'd have to interact to get your strategy. So playing that for timing is pretty important. But yeah, dude, I don't know. That game is fire, but it is going to require some time to get used to your crew again. I think if you're one of those guys that needs to understand everybody else's crew, then you're living a lifestyle. Right? And there's plenty of people who play Malifaux and live the lifestyle, and they don't play any other games. And okay, I used to be that guy. I understand that, right? Malifaux was my world before. But nah, man. Now there's all kind of other games that I love too. I'm gonna stick to just knowing my crew back and forth, and playing it that way. What do you guys think? Movie movie Godzilla, movie movie Kong, right? I like. I think they're cool. I can give them a little bit of, I may wash the teeth a little bit, give them a little more definition there. But I think overall, this is what we got. I think they're looking pretty dope. Yes, it also helps to know the tax range. Yes, Jason, I'm sorry. We had that wrong. Oh, yeah. So we got that. Later, so Wednesday night on Twitch, we're picking the movie. I'm going to probably paint this at that point. The Mecha Godzilla, who will end up being some sort of chrome thing. And then who else is it? I didn't even look at the other. So we're going to build here. We got this thing. That's interesting. Okay, hammer clack. So we got a hammer clack. This guy is cool. This Zixorax. That guy's kind of cool. He's like an armored beetle looking thing. Thing's sweet. And you get this Gorgadatron. Kind of reminds me of like is this supposed to be like a Mecha Gigan? Pretty cool looking monster there. So yeah, those are the other three, and then I'll put this guy back on the table just so we could check out this robot looking dude. These are fun. They're fun things to paint. You're like painting the beetle? Nice. Yeah, these are fun, dude. Alright guys, well, it is now 11, and yeah, we finished our models. But yeah, if you don't catch me before then, Wednesday night, 9 p.m., we're going to be doing the movie thing on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime and a PC, you can watch the movie with us, and that is our shitty movie contest that we do. We watch shitty movies and say shitty things about it, and it's awesome. So anyways, that's going to do for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Happy birthday, Nelson. Have a good one, guys. Have a good night, and yeah, we'll talk soon.